Black Power. We black again. Another hot one for the family out there. Y'all know this Sunday is going down. America is Egypt, Mississippi River versus the Nile. Debunk. Easter Sunday, baby. I don't know no better time than to drop it on and then the pagan holiday. You see what I'm saying? We got to drink. We got to bring it when the minds is, they open and they ready for information. You see, after you put them damn, you put them chicken wing dinners down and you ready for some education, then you can come right on over here. The general gonna be dropping it. That's right. America is Egypt. Mississippi River versus the Nile. Debunk. We're gonna get on them. They out here running off at the mouth. They got red feather fever. We're gonna get them. We understand what I'm saying. We're gonna get them. And so we got a powerful. We dropped a powerful preview today. Check it out. We dropped a powerful preview today. Check it out. We're gonna drop another one tomorrow. You see, we know we hear them cracking, we hear them crying, and so we know that the pressure is hard on them. The pressure hard on them, and so we're gonna keep the pressure on them. And so check us out. Hit that link in the video description, the chat room, and be in the house. That's right. Ring the alarm. KingSeti.com online marketplace. 20% off at this time. 20. You save before you even shop. You save before you even shop. We got heavy deals for your family. 20% off at this time. We got the classic and Jurassic DVD lectures. We got the T-shirts and hoodies for your family. We got them for you. For the kings and the queens. We got the African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic herbal tonics and remedies. We got, that's for Patreon. We're gonna drop that one soon too. We already dropped it today, but we'll highlight it in just a second. We got the home decor accessories for every room in the house, living room, dining room, kitchen, bathroom. We got you. KingSeti.com, 20% off at this time. Pull the fire alarm. Pull it. GeneralSeti.com. SETI University, over 900 video presentations on African history, heritage, spirituality, nation building, mental warfare, black economics, education. We got everything under the sun. Over 900 videos. Advanced African academics developing the black nation, one lesson at a time. The complete General Cyrus SETI website. So you get your behind in class today. Don't you hesitate. That's right. General SETI, keep it popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never calm. Exclusive live streams, too hot to handle on YouTube or any other tube. You see, and so this was just the one we highlighting. Lilith, that's right. Lilith, Queen of Hell, Chief Goddess of the White World. Heavy information. You should go to Patreon right now, become a patron, unlock tons and tons of jewels and gems for the mind, family, that you cannot get anywhere else, exclusive to General SETI's Patreon. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Cyrus SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. You will be up out of there. Don't want to do it. Don't make me do it. Now we dealing with some powerful information. We black again. Crippling facts the Bible can't recover from. And that's a whole lot of them. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of them. But it's just things that, because, in my last live stream, I know people, I know they know I use the term hermetic and I use ham, but I make it clear that I understand that these are fictional characters. People still tracing languages and shit to her. Ain't no goddamn hermetic language. What the hell is you talking about? A hermetic language? Ain't no Shemitic, Semitic, or none of that. There's goddamn caveman, a jibber jabber. You see what I'm saying? That's all that is. That ain't no damn Shemitic or none of that. You see, and we could prove that. You see, we could prove that. And so, you want the motherfuckers want to trace genetics to where you gonna trace it to? You see, ain't no goddamn ham that you could get no blood from. You see, where the ham, where ham, where Shem, where you go get some blood from? You see, so if you ain't got the original and shit, and like I say, I'm tired of niggas checking their own tests. You know what I'm saying? Validating their own, yeah, it the metal netter niggas validate that that the metal netter has been deciphered. Nigga, you can't check your own test, nigga. What's wrong with you niggas? Yeah, the metal netter, who said? I said, no, nigga, you checking your own test. Unless you can get in a time machine and go back to 3000 BC and get I ask people, if an ancient Egyptian priest came and looked at some of the shit that y'all say is the translation of metal netter, what you think he'll say? He'll call the guards on you niggas. Call the gods. They didn't defile the sacred language. Call the gods. Oh shit! You see, call the gods. They didn't defile the ancestors, and so but see, and this is what's happening today. We getting a lot of people they checking their own tests, and we can't have that. We have to have unequivocal. You see, unequivocal truth. Unequivocal truth. And so today we're talking about crippling facts the Bible can't recover from. And I jump around, but I stay primarily in the ones that just crash the whole house in. You see what I'm saying? And the fact is that when we dealing with these stories, Noah and Ham, and see, it's key that you go there because there's no need to go no further than that. You see, there's no need to go. And so, when we talk about Noah and we talk about his sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, and we talk about that Noah is supposedly the new Adam, and that everybody on this planet descends from Noah and his 3 sons after the flood. We have to understand that now. We have to understand that Noah and if you believe in the Bible, then your ancestor, your great ancestor is Noah. One way or another. Whether you came through Shem, whether you came through Ham, whether you came through Japheth. God damn it, Noah is your great-great-granddaddy. However many generations back, he's your great-great-great-great-great-granddaddy, Noah. You see? And that all people, so that's what they say. But we can prove beyond any reasonable doubt that they're just not true. You see, it's just not true. Now, what's key, and I want to bring this up. I do. I want to bring this up, and I'm gonna keep cracking them, and I crack them with whatever how when they they show Hank Aaron when he be knocking them motherfucking home runs out of there, he go get the same bat. He go get the same bat. He don't go get no other bat. He go get that same one, his lucky bat. And you get to knocking them motherfuckers right back, pow, every time. You see? And so the thing is, what we have to understand. Let me get some clarity. Okay, here we go. Let's get some clarity. So we understand some things. You see? And so when you look at you understandably is you got Noah and his who went on the boat, who supposedly went on the boat, his 3 sons and their 3 wives. Is that right? That's 8 people. Matter of fact, I got it right here. How many people entered the ark? According to St. Peter, there were 8 people on Noah's ark. According to St. Pete, now this ain't no anybody. We talking about St. Pete. And he was right there with Jesus until they came and got him, and he ran off some goddamn way. And Jesus said, nigga, you gonna run. You talking this shit. Before Jesus, before they came and got Jesus, Peter was talking big shit. He said, Lord, I ain't running from nobody. I'm with you. You see, I'm with you, Lord. That way, and Jesus looked right at Peter and say, man, you lying motherfucker. As soon as them peoples come, nigga, you ghost. You ghost, Pete. Don't lie to me. I'm God. I know what the hell you gonna do before you do it. He say, no, Lord, I'm down with you, Lord. And soon as goddamn they came and got Jesus, they showed it, and they looked at St. Peter. And he wasn't even St. Peter yet. They looked at Peter and they was like, hey man, wasn't you with Jesus? He was like, no, man, I don't know no Jesus. They seen he was about to crack Jesus upside the head. They looked at Peter, they say, man, wasn't you with Jesus? He said, no. Me, I don't know no Jesus. Who is that? You see? And so that show you right there. You know what I'm saying? That everybody, they making people saints and shit, and they fleeing in the time of heat. You see? And so according to St. Peter, there were 8 people on Noah's ark. It says, when God's patience waited in the days of Noah during the building of the ark, in which a few, that is 8 persons, were saved through water. That's 1 Peter 3:20. And according to Genesis 7:7, these 8 people were Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives with him. So it was 8 people that was saved by the flood. Okay, so we talking about this. So everything, that's what they call antediluvial. You see, that was before the flood. You understand what I'm saying? Antediluvial is before the flood. Okay, and so when you understand, there was only 8 people that made it through the flood, right? And then you come over here to the genealogy of Ham, which is Noah's son, who supposedly represent Africa. You see that his sons, Mizraim, Egypt, Cush, Ethiopia, Canaan, Nimrod, son of Ethiopia, which was the founder of Chaldea, Assyria, Babylon. See, all of these civilizations are after the flood. They're after the flood. So they say, until we go do it. See, this is like right here. This is just crushing. You see, this is where I crush them. You see, they're gonna lie and say all that, but it's facts. So you see that it's not supposed to be in Egypt before the flood. Not supposed to be in Egypt before the flood. And so these are dates that the biblical scholars give them up there. Ham they say was born around 2440 BC. Cush was born around 2342 BC. And they get these dates because they believe that the world is only 6,000 years old. I say, man, you can't talk to no nigga that believe no crazy shit like that. You see, when 6,000 years old, God created the world 6,000 years ago. Man, please. You know what I'm saying? Here we go again. And so, understanding that, when we understand that Egypt and Ethiopia and Mesopotamia, all of these are supposedly after the flood. Now, when is the flood supposed to be? According to biblical and Christian scholars, the flood was around 2348 BC. Can that hold up? Can that hold up? And so when we look at that date and see, they get that date based on the genealogy of they prophets and so on and so forth, and they count and say so and so lived this many years, and when you add it all up from the time of Adam to the time of the flood, based on the genealogies, it's come out to 2348 BC. So that's based off the biblical chronology. I don't want nobody to second guess that. Okay, and so now what happens is, this is what critical research does. You come to the Abydos Kings list. You see, and so what's happening here is you have 76 kings. This ain't all the kings. These are just the kings that's worthy to be called on, to be called great. And so this temple Abydos, the temple of Abydos, was started by Seti, my spiritual father. You see, Ma'atre, and his son is right there. You see his son. Wait a minute. Matter of fact, I ain't even got it in there. Let me get it in there. So you see right here, you see the Abydos Kings list, you see the 76 kings on there. You can't see them all because it's a long wall, but you can look it up. Matter of fact, this is what it would look like. You see, and you will see all the 76 kings on there. There's nowhere in the world where you could go to and see an original document with 76 kings that span over 2,000 years. And that ain't even all of them. That ain't even all of them. God damn it. Let's get that together. You see, you talking about this is the last king on this list is Seti the first, and then you got dynasties after that. This is the 21st dynasty. We ain't even to the 25th dynasty of the Kushites. So you got many great pharaohs that even come after this dynasty. You see, you got many great pharaohs that come after this dynasty. This 2000 by itself. And we can go prior to that into the land of Cush and add another 1,000 on. And dynastically, in tens of thousands, you understand, just based on city states. You see, we can add, we can go back tens of thousands if we just do city states. Okay? And so you see, and so now this list goes back to 3200 BC. Okay, it goes back to 3200 BC with the first king, which is Narmer. He's the first. There were kings before Narmer. Okay, but he's the first unified king. He's the first king of a unified Ethiopia and Kemet. You see, they had to reunify. He's the first king of the reunified land of Kemet and Ethiopia. You see what I'm saying? It had to be reunified because it was still our land, and people had come upon the land, and because it was uncultured, into a sense, to a large extent, it was uncultured, meaning that our people was up the river. You understand? That's where our settlements was, and people thought that we didn't want our shit, and so they started to migrate down in there, and you see, and start to set up camp, and you know what I'm saying? And so our peoples had to go down there and clean the house out. You see, they had to go down there and clean the house out. So it was not uniting it or reuniting it. You see what I'm saying? It was always our land. You see? And so it's the reunification of the two lands, Ethiopia and Kemet. And Kemet just means the lower portion of the Nile River, down there by the Delta. But you're talking about 3200 BC. You see? And so right there, you got a discrepancy because the Bible says that there is no Egypt until after the flood. Okay? And it says that Ham is the father of Egypt, according to the Bible. You see what I'm saying? According to the Bible, it says Ham is the father of Egypt. And since there was only 8 people that got on the boat in Egypt would have had to been after the flood. Not before, after the flood. Egypt would have had to been born after the flood, which is totally impossible when we just looked at all these goddamn megaliths. Ain't no damn way that you started that late in the game and dealing with the fact that, if you had a flood that washed away everything in the goddamn world, and you only had 8 people, goddamn, how long do you think it's gonna take to repopulate the world? How long you think it's gonna take to repopulate the world? Okay, ain't no goddamn way you gonna start building no damn megalithic structure with no few people like that. You see what I'm saying? That just don't make no goddamn sense, and I don't know why nobody would try to fool you into believing otherwise. You see? And then when you look at the timeline, when we do talk about the timeline of ancient Egypt, you can see they already cultivating grains earlier than I see family dropped it way before 10,000 BC. That's bullshit. You see, earliest permanent settlements along the Nile. You see, 5,000 to 4,000 BC. That's a lie too. But you see right there at 3800 BC, if you look at 30, and let me see if I can get it in there just a little bigger. Let me see. Yeah, you see down there, you see 3800 BC. You see, and so you talking about earliest founding in Nubia of earliest known monarch. This is for the flood. It ain't supposed Nubia is Ethiopia, it's Kush. Shouldn't be no Kush. Shouldn't be no Kush at no 3800 BC. And you talking about almost a millennium and almost a half past before the flood. You see? So that right there, when people get to talking about some goddamn Ham, and yes, I make an understanding that yes, that's who they supposed to be. You know, the Hamitic is Africans, and yeah, but the story is a lie. I'm not, I'm just showing you how they degrade the Hamitics because they supposed to be the Africans. But the chronology and the history of behind these supposedly Africans is fake. The information is garbage. You can't read and believe nothing that they're saying because they came back that shit up outside of the Bible. They came back that shit up outside. They can't even show you any tomb of any king or any prophet that ever was supposed to be in the Bible. Okay? Not one. You see? And so what this does is it destroys the myth that Egypt and Kush and the civilizations of Mesopotamia and so on came from the bloodline of Noah. That destroys that. And so this is what's critical of also critical. And I keep going over and I'm gonna keep going over it. You see, when you look at this and understand that, let me see. The flood is at 2344 BC. And you see here that this chronology started at 3200 BC. It goes to 1300 BC. So that means that the flood happened in this timeline. You see, it happened inside of this timeline. Now, if there was a fucking flood that came and washed away every fucking thing in the world, then, at the least, the chronology should have stopped. I mean, it's already busted because you're saying Egypt is the son of Ham. Yet and still, it seems to be that Egypt is damn near 2,000, 3,000 years older than Ham. So how in the hell can Ham be the father of Egypt and Egypt damn near 3,000 years older than Ham? I don't understand that one. Somebody need to help me with that. You see? And so, and the thing is, and so just say they got it wrong. Maybe, maybe they got the timeline wrong. Even if the flood happened in this chronology of Abydos Kings list, it should have stopped. It should have stopped. It should have stopped. But it kept going. You see, it kept going. And so that right there proves right there was no flood that washed away everything in the world. I'm sorry to tell y'all niggas that. You see? No, it might have been your fucking world, but it wasn't everybody else's world. You see what I'm saying? And this is a critical thing. You see, this is another critical thing. Because we talking about this is another critical one. Let's think about this. You talking about the flood happening right now. I took this out, it's 2344, 2342 BC. Same thing. Okay. Now, you talking about, Jacob comes into Egypt. Okay, that means Joseph then been sold by his brothers, his wicked brothers, then sold their own baby brother into slavery. And Joseph supposedly becomes almost like Grand Vizier. He became the Grand Vizier in ancient Egypt. That man ain't never existed no more than Mickey Mouse. You see what I'm saying? And so you saying that, and so Jacob being in a position of authority, he asked Pharaoh Could he allow the Israelites to come into Egypt? And so Pharaoh gave him permission and said that they could come in, but they got to take their ass over to Goshen. Y'all go over there to Goshen because every shepherd is an abomination to the Egyptians. Every shepherd is an abomination into the Egyptians. So when you look here, let me subtract this. Now the flood, 2344. Okay? And so Jacob comes into Egypt in 1876. Okay? So that's right. So it's 466 years. Now, this is another critical thing. Let me add. So you're talking about 466 years. Now, let me see how many people he come in with. Let me see how many people he come in with. I think I got it in here. I believe it's right up here. Here it is right here. How many people went into Egypt with Jacob? These are the names of the son of Israel who came into Egypt with Jacob, each with his household: Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, Benjamin, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The total number of people born to Jacob was 70. So Jacob had 70 descendants of one whom was already in Egypt. That was Joseph. So 71. So you mean to tell me after 468 years from the flood to the time Jacob comes into Egypt, you only can muster 70 people? That's crazy. Do you hear what I'm telling you now? You talking about 400 and the only people you can muster is 70. And you talking about building fucking pyramids? You see, you building it. And so the crazy thing about it that I keep wondering, I say, well, damn, how is it that Egypt and Kush and all of them, the Africans was able to build up nations, and they still wandering around with 70 people? You see what I'm saying? How is that possible? What is going on here? It's like, it's like you could tell that the Africans are far more ancient because they got big civilization. They got massive amounts of people. And here you got the little small little goat herders, you see, who looking for a history, don't have a history. And so somehow they didn't come on top. They didn't savagely, and I can't even see with 70 people. And even if they populated in Egypt, they had to be Egyptians, because there's no way you gonna come into a nation with 70 people and outpopulate that nation. And the question is, they try to make it seem like the Israelites just took off when they, well, how you gonna come into Egypt and start populating like rabbits, and then for damn near 500 years you can only muster 70 people? I don't understand that. Why you couldn't muster them millions of people where you was at? Why you got to come into Egypt and lie and say all of a sudden now you populating out of control? You see? And so we got to understand that it's no way possible that a flood could come on and wipe out all the people, and you got megalithic structures. Wait a minute, let me drop something down here. You got megalithic structures all over Egypt. One damn structure, it looked like it's going to take damn near 500,000 people to help put this shit up. Period. Ain't no goddamn way you going to tell me. You see what I'm saying? Let me drop something in here. You see, ain't no way you gonna come in, with a few people and start building no damn shit like that. You see? Now, if you saying it wasn't no Egypt before the flood, you gotta imagine that they had to build all this after the flood. There's not enough time. It's no way possible you can lie about that. It's not enough time to gather the people, build, repopulate the planet, and then gather the knowledge. You see what I'm saying? This is not no damn 400 years of no damn knowledge, fool. What is wrong with y'all? Ain't no way possible. God damn it. And you can't go no, and that's if you start right. I mean, I don't even know where to start. I mean, 2,344. I mean, damn. It's no way that you're going to be able to guide, because it's going to take at least, man, listen here. It's going to take, starting with 8 people, man. Starting with 8 people. And that's all you got. And you got to repopulate through what? Incest? It's no way possible. You see, it's no way possible. So this is what we have to understand when you, and I have to keep bringing it. So when it clicks, you see, it clicks. There's no way that you, and it's not like you got one. It ain't like you got, God damn, what about the other ones? You understand what I'm saying? You got more than one. Look at this one. You got, that's cool, fools. What about this one? They building all these motherfuckers around at the same time. It ain't the same workers working on the, you leave, yeah, some, but you got to have man, you got to have hundreds of thousands of workers. You had to have millions of workers. Ain't no damn hundred. You had to have millions of workers. You see what I'm saying? You got all these structures, man. You got all these structures in Africa. There's no way you did that in no 400 years. So that this is where we crushing them. You know what I'm saying? So at any point in time, they really want to sit down and get to the get down. We more, they're gonna lie and say, well, the chronology wrong. They're gonna have to shift the goalposts. They're gonna have to shift the goalposts. They ain't gonna leave them. Well, now they saying, well, it wasn't in the 18th dynasty, Moses, even though they say Ramesses. Okay, they say Ramesses. They don't say, they say Ramesses, Ramesses. You know what I'm saying? So, and so now they want to move the goalpost. It don't make no difference. You can move it all you want. It does not exclude the fact that Cush is older than Egypt. And it ain't like they just put a date. The dates is because of the tombs that they found. The tombs that they found in Cush that, pushed the date back to around 3800 BC was the fact that they look almost exactly like the tombs of the first dynastic kings of Egypt, just earlier. You see what I'm saying? You can see that it was one culture. So ain't no getting over that fact. Ain't no getting over that fact. So there was no flood that washed out all the people on the planet. Ham is not the father of Cush, nor Egypt, nor Mesopotamia, none of that. Never existed. We understand that that he means black, and that's about all we need to understand, that they recognize that Ethiopia and Egypt was brothers. We understand that. You see, we understand that. And that's about all we need to, but there is no Hamitic language. There is no Shemitic language. You understand what I'm saying? None of that. All of that are lies. You see, they didn't have no language. The African is one gave all them cultures over there a language, alphabet. They did not have no alphabet. And just like Walter Williams say, they could be talking. You got some people that talk and then they sign their name with an X. They can't go no further than that. You see, so just because you could talk don't mean shit. Was they writing? They didn't have books. They didn't have paper. They didn't have pen. They didn't have an alphabet. You see what I'm saying? And so when you look at that language right there on the back, you see it, and that's just the glyphs. We're not talking about the Demotic. We're not talking about the hieratic. And you even got the cursive form of the hieroglyphs. You got the cursive. You understand? So they had about 5 or 6 alphabets, man. You see what I'm saying? They had about 5 or 6 alphabets. You see? And so we got to get out of this biblical fantasy world. You come out better when you go to Israel. You come out better going to Disneyland. At least they got more rides. Shit, you gonna go somewhere to see some shit. You might as well go to Disneyland. You see? All right, family, we'll be back tomorrow with another powerful presentation. This is the General Sarah Soon said. He said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beach, daily liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.